However, that's the end of the headlines for this episode. We're going to move on now to the bigger stories, starting with sports news. Sports! Two things that have happened recently that we, the people, have been clamouring for years. First, to avoid her country being disqualified, a Belgian shot putter, Jolien Boomkou, stepped up to help her country by running in the 100 metres hurdles at the European Athletics Team Championships after a teammate was injured, giving us the first ever regular person comparison in a high-level athletic competition as a measure of just how good these athletes actually are, something that we've been clamouring for years. Here is some footage of the shot putter giving it her all. Now here's the problem. I personally think that she would have pulled a better time than most armchair Olympians. And so it's actually failed to settle the schadenfreude hard-on most people have when watching someone fail, but has given us just a little bit of a taste of that good life that we could have if we had an ordinary person competing as a control in world-class Olympics. We are so close to glory. It's like we're a shot putter running a hurdle race. It might take us a minute to get to the finish, but we'll eventually get there. But there is one other dream that people have had when it comes to sports, specifically the Olympics. And the enhanced games may see that dream come true, as it is an Olympic-style competition for drug-taking athletes. Now, this idea is being launched by Melbourne-born, London-based businessman and friend of Peter Youngblood will stop you from dying Teal, Aaron D'Souza. He plans to stage the inaugural games of no drug testing in December next year, and apparently 2 high-profile Australian athletes have expressed interest. At one point, I would have thought Warney, but his death has made that impossible, so presumably it's some of the members of the Essendon AFL team. The sports categories for consideration will be track and field, swimming, weightlifting, gymnastics, combat sports, piano throwing, hot dog eating, doubles, suggesting bad names and businesses that we should start, man, the 1,000 metre calling people a dog cunt, and in place of boxing, they'll have the first ever, you wanted to start something, let's take this outside, fuckhead, huh? Let's get outside, fuckhead, huh? So it should actually be a really exciting lineup. And every Olympics needs a good mascot. The obvious frontrunners are Syringy, the source of all power. Bongo, B-O-N-G-O, and Bongo is his name. And of course, Lance Armstrong's testicle. D'Souza has a unique selling point, saying that the location for the inaugural enhanced games wouldn't need to spend exorbitant funds to host, as there wouldn't be nearly as many athletes competing. And as the meth capital of Australia, I think Perth is our obvious choice, not only for harvesting champions, but as the perfect first host city. We wouldn't even have to move our best and most belligerent, as they'd already be in the city. Not only that, D'Souza said competing athletes would be given stocks in enhanced games, a for-profit entity which he is self-funding with his I'm a friend of a billionaire money, and is unsurprisingly attracting interest from investors in California's Silicon Valley, which of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Weird, money-wasting ideas are Silicon Valley. That's what you do. That's what they do. They love it. You can't spell California Silicon Valley without insolvency. Take a second Pause it if you need to. It's all in there. We all done? Great. Don't get too excited about that little wordplay thing we did there, because you also can't spell California Silicon Valley without colonizer facial villainy, corona fiscally villainies, filers occasional villainy, occasional rifles villainy, and falconry social villainies. Take from those what you will, but you won't get much from them. Silicon Valley is where ideas go to become enhanced by steroids, stripped of what little merit they had to begin with, and then left in the street to die for not being able to afford the exorbitant rents due to the economic destruction that they've wrought. So, get in there and win us some medals, you hulked up freak shows. The best thing about the Drug Olympics, which, have no doubt, is what this will forever be known as. Well, it's either that or the Russian Games, as the Russians are the champions in the field. They will dominate these games the same way that Australia dominates the Commonwealth Games, without mercy. This may even be their best chance at sports washing their reputation after they're done trying to invade Ukraine. But the best thing is that when the winners win at the Drug Olympics, they'll all get endorsement deals with local drug companies and have their faces on the little MDMA pills, which of course they will get a cut of the sales, as this is the modus operandi of these games. Now, of course, all of this money will lead to them having enough money to be able to afford the needed drugs that keep that competitive edge and take out current running favourites, Team Russia.